What's up, guys? Mason Brock Henderson here. This is Fear the Walking Dead Season 2, Episode 4, Blood in the Streets. I apologize if I'm a little unfocused, not feeling too well right now, allergies and stuff, so I'm going to try to stay focused, try to stay on it. But honestly, this episode is probably the worst time to have a headache and all this allergy stuff because it was really unfocused. One moment we're with Nick and he's walking in the streets and he's walking through all these tents and then he kills a walker, starts putting blood on him, and then all of a sudden we're back at the boat and then these people attack, and then next thing you know we're with Strand back in time, and then we're with Strand present day for a few seconds, and we're back on the boat, and then we're with Nick again, and then we're back on the boat, and then we're with Strand back in time, and then we're Strand present, and then we're back on the boat again. It was all over the place, and it was really hard to follow. Honestly, a little over halfway through, I finally understood exactly what was going on with Nick and with Strand. Because before, I'm just like, what is happening? You have to explain this. You have to explain something. And they really didn't. Even the stuff with Nick, how did he get off the boat with nobody hearing him? How is he, they show him getting to shore naked and on some sort of, I guess, I don't even know what it really was, but how did he manage to get off the boat with nobody noticing? Because they have people watching, So we don't see him leave the boat. We just instantly pop up to him. He's on the shore. It's like, okay, what's going on now? And then we finally find out that Strand sent him to shore to get this guy who's supposed to help them get over into Mexico. And then on top of that, you've got the boat attack. You've got a few different subplots going on there. And then on top of that, you add in Strand, and they're showing, back in time, this guy he apparently had a relationship with, that he was conning at first, and then the guy accepted him as a business partner / boyfriend, and then I don't know what they were doing exactly. There was a lot of talking in those scenes, and I got lost and distracted because there was a lot of talking. It's one thing to have talking. Sometimes you have to explain stuff. I get it. But it's another thing to have scenes solely devoted to explaining, I don't even know, explaining stuff going on that doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. I don't know how much more of this that we're going to get about Strand and this guy, if this was what happened right before the outbreak started, and then he ended up with Nick in the cell after this. I don't know if we're going to find out any more about that or not. But it just, honestly, it seemed out of place in this episode. It didn't feel like there was a reason for it. I don't mind getting more backstory for Strand just because he's the most mysterious character on the show, so it's nice to find out a bit more about him, but at the same time, why this episode? Why the fact that he's out in the middle of the ocean? Why does that make us go back in time and see what happened back then? So I don't know. It wasn't bad. It just felt like it could have been done better or at a better time. The stuff, though, with the boat attack is fairly interesting. The guy that Alicia was talking to is there, and I don't know if she's playing him or if she truly is trying to save herself and her family by going along with this guy. I doubt she's playing him because at this point it doesn't feel like they're smart enough to know how to do this stuff, to know how to trick this group. And the people in this group feel like they know what's going on. They know how to handle situations now. Which, you gotta wonder, how? It hasn't been that long since the apocalypse started, and you've already got people that are pretty much becoming Negan's group, you've got the one main leader who's just in charge of everybody. That stuff that we're seeing in The Walking Dead now, 5 years later, this stuff is already happening. That's too soon. I hope maybe it's not quite what I'm thinking, but the way they seem to describe it, this Connor guy is the head of the group, and people work for him. He has people doing stuff for him. They're kind of setting him up like a Negan or like the governor. Like somebody in charge of a group of people. Why is that already happening? That in The Walking Dead, it's been 5 years since the apocalypse started. It makes sense that this stuff is going on because people, some people realize, hey, we need to stand up and be strong if we want to survive in this. You got to take what you can get. But this is right after the apocalypse. It hasn't even been a year after the apocalypse, I don't think. So it's just weird to see it all happening so fast. We're already seeing bits of The Walking Dead already happening now. So, I don't know. It was not that it's a poor decision, but I think it's a weird decision. So anyway, what else? The ending, I think, is probably the thing that made this episode not completely, not bad, but when I think about an enjoyable episode, you have to have some part of it that I'm just like, yes, that's what I want to see. I want to see more of that. And the end for me is what had me thinking that. The rest of the episode, the rest of the episode was a bit weird. It was a bit unfocused. It was back and forth. But then the end, whenever Nick and the guy that Strand needs to help them, they show up. He takes out two of the people in this group, just two headshots with the sniper. And then all of a sudden, Daniel breaks out of his cuffs. Maddie stabs this, I can't remember his name, stabs him through the stomach. And like, holy crap, Maddie, what just happened? Like, you just stabbed a guy? Where did this come from? Because Maddie's not that type of person that's like, oh yeah, let's just stab this guy through the stomach. And the look on her face kind of said, holy crap, I can't believe I just did that. But Chris, who's kind of becoming a, cold-blooded killer, he like grabs the guy and just like pushes him against the wall and has his hand on what's sticking through his stomach. From the previews though, it looks like they're questioning this guy, so he must still be alive next week. But it was a pretty intense ending in an episode that was overall a bit strange and weird. They can't leave just yet. They go and find Strand at the end of the episode, but they can't leave just yet because Travis and Alicia were taken by Connor and the people that they're with. So I see where it's going now. I want to say that I'm not sure if this is true or not, but I think it said there are only 3 episodes left, which means we're having another short season of Fear. Okay, I guess it's a bit strange just because it's hard to tell a good coherent story in so few amount of episodes. I mean, you need a bit more time to really develop some character, and right now it feels like, really? You're gonna just take 7 episodes and that's it? You're not gonna try to tell a bit more of a story? You're just gonna, okay, so this season they are discovering the apocalypse, being held by the military, and at the end, well, now they're heading to a boat. This season they're on a boat. Some people attack the boat. They're gonna stop these people attacking, and then that's it. It just feels kind of short, and maybe it is set up this way because they think they can't go any more with it. I don't know. But it's interesting, but at the same time, I kind of get it. So I'm not going to completely harsh on the fact that it's so short yet. Going to see exactly what they have planned first, but it's just something to think about going forward. So anyway, those are my thoughts on this episode. Let me know what you think. What are your opinions on this? This group. Do you feel like they're trying to do Negan's group or the governor's group? Stuff like that. Do you think they're actually trying to do something different? Let me know down in the comments below. Also, let me know anything that you want to talk about that maybe I didn't talk about. We can discuss it. Leave a like and subscribe for more Fear the Walking Dead, and I will see you at the next review. Peace out.